Greetings, my beautiful vibrational beings, and we are in the continuation of compatibility, and we are doing the series of all the life paths. So today is life path 4. Who are you compatible with? Which vibration of the life path, the collective life path, are in harmony with you, are creating friction with you to guide and support you in your completion, okay, in your journey to self. Okay, so once again, if you want to understand a little bit of the different energies that you experience with these different life path vibrations, you should probably watch my compatibility video 1, 2, and 3, where I share a little bit there. But I want to kind of make these videos much shorter than I have. So in video 1, 2, and 3, talking on the life path for them, and their compatibility been a little bit longer because I've been including the different energies. So I talk about karmic relationships, I explain what is a twin flame, as well as a soulmate and life partner. Okay, so one other thing I'm going to add here, because some of you guys have asked the whole purpose of divorce. Okay, could any of these relationships, you know, lead to a divorce, even if it's the ideal vibration for one another? Yes, yes. Okay, there are plenty of life partners that actually had to separate, right? So remember what a life partner is. A life partner, they are there to push you, to encourage you, they're going to motivate you, they want you to be your best self. And if they feel like they're getting in the way of that, or they feel like what you are meant to be doing and what they are meant to be doing are in two different lanes, they will actually say, I love you, but I'll see you on the other side, right? I'll see you in another space, because they really want to genuinely see each other grow, right? So a soulmate will do the same, right? You can be with this soulmate, have such a beautiful relationship. I know about people that have gotten divorced and they are like still the best of friends, but romantically it didn't work out for them, so they decided to go their separate ways, right? So when it comes to a karmic relationship, you know that that's usually a relationship that eventually you will come out of. Now, some people will also come here and ask, like, should I break up with my partner because I feel like this is a karmic relationship? Well, that's not how it works also. Okay, so everything, when it comes to numerology and it comes to frequencies and energies, there is a accumulation of certain things that need to occur in order for that separation to happen. And most of the time, people want to separate not with toxicity. Okay, you don't want more toxicity. No, you want to be able to go your separate ways at peace. And there have been many karmic relationships that could lead to really devastating breakups. But there are some that also break up perfect timing, because secretly or low-key the person has been doing their work. Okay, so in order to break out from these relationships, there is a lot of mindset development that you need to work on, right? And so in order for you to develop a new mindset, you have to see the programs that you are playing, right? And in order for you to see the program that you are playing, you have to be able to have a consistency of something, for like that you can eventually, you know, grow and evolve that habit into something that serves you, right? So it is said in many of my teachings that I do here with my students, we are training their brains, right? And so we use the modalities of Tai Chi and Qigong to help people understand thyself and the different tendencies that they have occurring in their bodies, right? So in the philosophy of Tao, it is said that it takes 100 days to create a strong foundation, right? This is where we come in with the Life Path 4. Why Life Path 4 is so necessary for every single one of us, right? It takes 100 days. Forget about that 21 day. Forget about the 30-something days. 100 days to create a strong foundation. Strong foundation. And this 4, Life Path 4, knows about that. Okay? Hold on. But we're going to get to it, right? So if it takes 100 days, right? So you can look at your life and you can see, okay, if it's now time for me to create more 100 days of good habits, imagine the 100 days of not so beneficial habits you have created. All right, so just that alone, you can see like, oh shoot, I created a lot of 100 days of habits that do not serve me at all, right? So you have to do a lot of that decoding in order for the breakup to occur in such a healthy way that is beneficial for you and the other person. Okay, and it will still hurt. I'm not going to tell you it's not. It will still hurt. It will still have you feeling like, oh my God, oh my God. However, you will be able to stomach it better if you would have done it without creating new 100 days of healthy habits. Okay? So with that being said, let's get into it. Life Path 4 with Life Path 1. Okay? So most of the time, this can really be an ideal relationship. It can really be a relationship that both can come together and feel that level of support. Okay, remember that 4 is the foundation. That 4 is environmental. So it really sees things as an opportunity to mold things back into a masterpiece. Beauty, right? And so the 1 energy tends to respect that from the 4, right? The authenticity, the hands-on that the 4 energy is, right? The 1 will support that, right? It will support in making sure that that 1 has the space to be able to evolve and grow in that way. So most of the time, the 4 and the 1, they do tend to have a way of creating a lot of magic together. And it's really important to understand that sometimes this 1 energy could be very self-absorbed. So, you know, the 4 energy is not really about that. You know, the 4 energy is about creating and keeping tradition alive. Okay, the 1 energy at times could be very like it wants to cultivate. It wants to create new things, right? And the 4 energy, this is where conflict can come, because the 4 energy wants to use what it already has. So it's really about, when I talk about environmental, the 4 being a very environmental vibration, it tends to understand the law of recycling. Okay, so it understands the law of energy. Nothing is ever destroyed when it comes to energy. Energy is always recycled, right? It is reused, right? And so the 1 energy could be a little bit like, I just want to try something new, right? But if the 1 allows the 4 to do what it's good at, it can actually get to experience the beauty of really seeing things be reused to new again. Okay. All right, so I would say that the 4 life path and the 1 vibration, if they both do their work, they can be a really, really good companionship for one another. They will push and pull each other, causing a little bit of some challenges. However, they will create a level of security and foundation to support one another. Okay, guys. So a life path 4 with a life path 2. So these 2 tend to come together to cultivate beauty. they have a way of really bringing things together. The 2 energy tends to feel very secure with the 4 energy, because the 4 is always making sure that certain things are in order, certain things are situated where they need to be. The 4 can have this desire to do so, because most of the time the 4 really comes from a foundation that has been has been broken. Okay, so the 4 really takes pride in trying to make sure that things are where they need to be, and this allows the 2 energy to feel secure and to feel comfortable in their own skin, in their environment. The 4 sometimes can be very like focused in certain things. The 4 energy can sometimes be very focused, that can irritate a little bit the 2 energy and make the 2 feel like it's not being seen. But I promise you, LifePath 2s, that the 4 is only creating magic for you. Okay, so if you guys can understand that, if you can understand that as a LifePath 2, you guys are going to be okay. Okay, so the 4 is not about paying attention to other people or focusing on this and that, but it's going to get and observe whatever it is that it needs to create whatever foundation is trying to be with or to do. Okay, whatever foundation is trying to do. So the 4 is always creating, and it does so well with its hands a lot. Okay, so the 2 and the 4, I like to say they're a beautiful match. Do the work, guys, and you will see you guys will become a powerhouse together. Okay, so now 4 with a tres. Okay, that's 3 in Spanish. So the 4 with the 3 tends to allow the 3 to also have that it allows the 3 to also have that space to explore while feeling safe. Okay, the 4 energy, I have to stress it here, the 4 energy is about being safe. Okay, the 4 energy is if the 4 energy does its work, okay, and not be so safe from the space of feeling like, oh, I need to be safe because when I was a child this happened to me, or I need to make sure, you know, and overbearing and tight. I think the 4 can really be wonderful for all the vibrations, to be honest with you. The 3 energy definitely needs like a 4 in their life, because the 4 is really humble. Okay, the 4 energy knows how to really blend in with nature, blend in with its environment. It comes in very humble. It sees things and it does not see it like, oh, this is crap, or it goes quickly into judgment, but it will see it as like, oh, this person needs help. This person is clearly going through this. They can diagnose even a situation. Their insight, their intuition, their wisdom is out of this world when it comes to LifePath 4s. And I like to say that you have to give thanks to your traumatic, or I would say your emotional upbringing, because honestly, it's what made you very sensitive to feel certain things and to understand certain things. Now, if you are a 4 and you feel like, okay, I just feel too much and I don't want to feel this much, just understand that your neutralizer is nature. Your neutralizer is the trees. Your neutralizer is plants. You usually will be really good, whether you believe it or not, with plants. You have that green finger. Okay? Okay? All right, so 4 with a 4. Remember what I said about 4s. All right? When you meet a life path that has your same life path, most of the time you guys are mirrors. Okay, that's why I say that you guys are often twin flames. Okay, sometimes you guys can be like soulmates, where you guys feel like you understand each other. I get you, right? But many times, mirrors that hasn't worked on themselves will be irritated by another mirror just like them. All right, so a 4 and a 4, many times they have a lot of like clashing. You guys could still be in a relationship, right? But you may not understand why you keep doing that. And it's like they asking you why you keep doing that, and you're like, I just asked you why you keep doing that, and they respond, I just asked you why you keep doing that. You get what I'm trying to say here, right? Okay, so this is what rubs the 4 like this. So again, you guys can be in a relationship, but this relationship is for you to develop your authenticity. So you want to be able to observe your authenticness. Right? And this is going to really help you to develop harmony. All right, so 4 and a single. All right, believe it or not, these are best friends, these are soulmates. And if you guys really do the work on yourselves, you guys can be powerhouse together. You guys can be unstoppable together. You guys are, say it with me, life partners. Okay, see, that 5 knows how to expand. That 5 knows how to bring things up to the surface and really forecast your beauty, your art, all the work that you have done. Okay, and one of the things that 4s, believe it or not, they most of the time don't get the appreciation that they deserve. They work so hard, and all they get is a tap in the back, good job, thank you very much. No, they want to be seen, not all the time, but most of the time. Just acknowledge that they did that, and thanks to them doing this, you were able to enjoy this, everything you have around you, right? And so the 4 really appreciates that from the 5 energy. So although it can sometimes be a little bit of warfare, if the 5 has learned to ground itself, this relationship can thrive. Honestly, it can thrive. Now, when a 4 energy is in a depression frequency, and with the 5, it can be very clashy, because the 5 will feel eventually this urge to like throw things out, and the 4 will get irritated because it's like, I could use that, I can use that, wait, hold on, we haven't even observed what I could use that for. So it could cause a lot of friction that way. Okay, now 4 and a 6. So usually a 4 and a 6, they're beautiful together. Honestly, the 4 and the 6, they just have this way of like bringing things to life. It's beautiful to watch. They level of, see, the 6 energy appreciates the uniqueness and the hard work that the 4 will display, that the 4 will actually cultivate, right? And the 6 energy is one to observe everything for what it is. It's like, this is life. This is why we exist, right? The 6 energy usually needs a lot of help when it comes to like relationships, relating to family, to relatives. And that 4 energy has a way of like bridging things together, creating the bridge, not bridging it alone. It can do that, but it can also create the bridge that the 6 energy needs to resolve, to heal, to release some things it's been holding on to. Okay, and this is really loving, and it's like a love note for the 6 energy. Okay, and so that's why I said the 4, with all the light path, they can really go really good, because the 4 is gonna really create magic for you. Really, everyone needs a 4. Listen, Okay, now 4 and a 7. Okay, 7. Okay, so the 4 and the 7, they are also ones that can be twin flames, right? Because the 7 life path, they know how to become something, right? And usually whichever relationship that they are in, they can usually be a mirror to that vibration. So a 7 can be a mirror to a 4, right? It can cause some things to surface up, right? At times it can be a karmic if there are unresolved things that the 4 life path individual is suppressing inside, and the 7 has a way of irritating you until it comes out, because the 7 likes to do the work. The 7 is always ready. The 7 will look at you and make you look at you again. Like you will be looking at yourself, because the 7 is just there. And so that's why I say it can irritate. However, the 4 energy is not afraid of hard work. The 4 energy is not afraid of getting its hands dirty, right? And so this is why I say that the 4 and the 7 life path can really cultivate beauty together, because they're not intimidated like other vibrations. Other vibrations be like, listen, I said I'm not ready for this, leave me alone. But the 4 is like, bring it on. Okay, now the 4 and the numero 8, which is 8. Okay, so both 4 and 8 create well together as well. Oh my God, wow. Here we go, right? So the 4 and the 8. So again, the 4 energy is not afraid of hard work. The 4 energy is all about getting in there, doing the work that it needs to do, right? And the 8 is able to see how these things are going to play out. So it won't have the 4 waste its time, because the 8 energy is not about wasting time. See, the life path 8 energy is like, okay, well, there's not enough energy over here. Let's have you focus on this project or this event or this opportunity. So the 8 has a way of helping the 4 do just that, right? So the 8 would tell the 4, like, don't just do that for meditation. Let that meditation cultivate something. What is going to reap from it? Don't just do it just to look cute and to help somebody. Yeah, that's nice. But guess what? People really appreciate when you make something that is actually needed, right? Don't just do it just to cool your head down. So the 4 and the 8, I like to say that they are a good match together. Now, the 4 and the 9. The 9 with a 4 can be a karmic vibration. Okay, remember how I said that, you know, there are some vibration that they mirror you, right? The 9 energy is all the vibrations in that 9, within that 9. That is what the 9 is. So because it's that, and it's already in a frequency of wanting to, like, finish, close, let's do it in anxiousness, you know, it can create more fire with the 4 that is already in a creative mode. So a lot of fiery energy, a lot of gotta finish energy. The 4 person is always in most of the time. Like, okay, we have a structure, we have a time frame when this needs to be done. And the 9 could tend to, like, okay, crunch time. The 9 works like that most of the time. And so when anyone is using a lot of anxious energy, eventually they get depleted, they get tired. And so this 4 energy and this 9 energy may feel many times that they're not moving ahead, they're not concluding, and this can cause a lot of irritation to one another. Now, again, if you've done your work, if you worked on this mindset, if you start to decode some programs that you have, that you got from your upbringing and from your DNA, then this relationship can actually thrive. Okay, Now, let's go to the master numbers. So remember, my friends, that the master numbers are all about expediting your work that you have to do on earth. Whenever you are in a relationship with a master number, trust me when I say that the work that you have done will be manifesting through that relationship. Okay? So it's not the easiest to be with a master number. This is why it is important for you to start doing your work. I don't like to call it shadow work. I like to call it doing your light work. Why I call it light work? Because shadow work is like saying that that's something that is horrible, is you don't like. And I like to say that light work, it stands for, it's the opposition of hard work. Heart work. In fact, I'm going to say this. Instead of calling it shadow work, I will call it hard work. Heart work. Because heart work is known for hard work. When we work hard, we feel like we earn that. When we work hard, when we confronted what we needed to confront, we realized that what we were afraid to confront was actually just a little ant. And no disrespect to ants, because that's my spiritual animal from my culture. And we believe that the ants are one of the best representation of spirituality relating to community coming together. Okay, but you start to realize, oh, that I was afraid of was just a little piece of dust. It was nothing. Exactly, right? So a 4 with a LifePath 11, this is a relationship that usually brings up a lot of karmic things that we've been suppressing. Okay, so in many lifetimes that we encounter, or whether you believe it or not, or your ancestors been through, there were some things that probably is taking too long for you to start to do the work. That 11 energy is going to come into your relationship to help you get it done. Okay, it is the deliverer. It is what I like to call, do not shoot the messenger. So that is what the 4, that's what the 11 life path energy is for the 4. Okay, they really about like, come on, we gotta cultivate, we gotta move, we gotta, oh, this is what's gonna happen, this is what you need to experience, this is the heartache you need to go through. So the 11 is going to be just that model for you. Now a 4 with a life path 22, these are like twin flames, okay, in steroids, I will say, because the 22 is definitely 10 times fold a mirror of the 4. Okay, and it's like really strong, and most of the time that life path 4 has a hard time understanding understanding that 22, because the 22 works more from a emotional state. Okay, it's a very spiritual vibration, but it's really about really birthing things to life, right? And it's like, we gotta do it now. They want to do it grand, they want to do it big, right? And so the 4 could feel like, okay, we gotta plan things out certain ways, right? But the 22 could be very rigid, want it this way and that's it, very black and white. And so this could really irritate the life path 4. Okay, so I would like to say that even if you've done the work, it will be challenging, but it will be worth the ride. Okay, I honestly could say that it will be worth the ride. Now lastly, master number 33 with the 4 vibration. So 4 and 33, wow. So this is like you're producing a lot when it comes to these two coming together. You guys are either creating a lot of projects together, you guys have had made many children together, you guys are always like trying to support a community, trying to bring things together. And although this could be a really... Alright guys, so I'm going to let you all go, but I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and stay tuned for Life Path 5. And all the life path that works with them. How will they work together? I'm going to be sharing that in the next recording. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and I love you. Bye.